Drinking water. You guys caught me. Hello, my name is Nikki Schumacher, and welcome to my channel. If you are new, I am practically imperfect in every single way, and this community seeks to help you love your families practically and imperfectly. I am going live pretty impromptu here. I feel like you guys deserve an explanation as to why I have been MIA. If you follow me over on Instagram, you know a little bit. Um, we were evicted. Well, we were given an eviction date, and I am. Hello, Paisley Dreams. Hello. Just giving everybody an update, and I just am going to go live to get it done with. We were evicted, and I am 37 and a half weeks pregnant currently. So we were evicted a little over a month ago, given the eviction notice. And so I just thought I'd give you guys an update on all of that here in one place so I can share it everywhere. And say hi if you're watching. I see there's like a few people here. I'm not going to wait for tons of people to get on because if my children come in and need anything, I'm going to have to help them. And then I have a chiropractic appointment today, which is super important when you are pregnant. So I will try not to ramble, try to just get right into it. Over on Instagram, it was split down the middle. Everyone wanted both updates, but a few more people wanted a housing update before the pregnancy update. And sorry, I got a text. I should have put my phone on. I should have turned my, I don't know. I should have turned texting off, I guess. I don't own a camera. Yes, I've had a YouTube channel for like 2 years, and I don't own a camera or lighting. We just have a window. Paisley Dreams, you're awesome. Love you. She says, hit that like button, lurkers. Super sweet. Thank you. Anyway, so yes, I'll give you an update as to why I've been MIA on YouTube. I guess you gathered. Being evicted, and our landlords are super sweet. It's a long story why they need their house back. They're not evil people, I promise. They actually brought us some fresh produce from their garden last night. But so needless to say, we've been super busy looking for a house, sun up to sundown, and things got a little more complicated last week when I went into preterm labor. And in the state of Idaho, you cannot have a midwife assist you with your birth if you are before 37 weeks. So I was only 36 weeks at that time. And so we did a ton of interventions. Basically, I had to lay down for a week straight. And we did some other things. If you have questions about what I did to stop labor, I was able to stop labor, but it took me like 5 days to stop the labor. And I really, really wanted a home birth in my gut. I know that that is super important. For one thing, it's very hard. And this is my 4th pregnancy, 3rd full-term pregnancy. It's very hard to tell when I'm in labor. And once I do know, it's like almost over. I do not have time to make it to the hospital. My mother was the same way. And so for me, a home birth really is safer. So when I started to have those preterm labor symptoms, not wanting to go to the hospital, have them tell me, oh, you're not in labor, and then go home and then accidentally have a baby not assisted by a midwife. That was a really big stressor. So that kind of put our house hunt on hold, and it was nuts. It was nuts. So the housing update. We had one house fall through because the inspection didn't go well. And then the second house that we had an offer accepted on is pending a second inspection. So they fixed everything that we said they had to fix before we buy it. And then now they are just, they have to, I don't know when the second inspection is going to be, but when that inspection happens, if that's cleared, then we'll pick a closing date. The closing deadline is September 20th. Our baby's due date is September 21st. Our eviction date is September 30th. So as you can imagine, we've been trying to pack, but since I don't know if I'm going to move before or after the baby is born, I can't pack my homeschooling things. I'm still, educating my children. I can't pack the baby stuff. It's crazy. So hopefully that will all work out. I really believe it will. And we are purchasing a beautiful house, but we are kind of downsizing. Yes, we're buying a very beautiful house that was in our budget, very, very cheap. The rental market here in Idaho booted us out. It would be like $2,000 a month for, I don't know the price, I shouldn't say prices because it's different everywhere, but here with what people get paid, $2,000 a month for a studio apartment is not a good price. We're only paying $850 for this beautiful 3-bedroom home in rent. So the rental market has booted us out, and a lot of people are excited for us. We don't like debt. We're debt free, so we're not excited to get into a mortgage. So what we are actually going to be doing, if everything works out, what our plan is actually move into our new house for a few months, let the baby get settled, let him or her figure out how to sleep through the night by maybe 6 months or whenever that happens for the most part. And then we plan on moving into the basement and renting out the rest of the house so that we can pay that mortgage off faster. So we are basically moving our family of 5 into a 1-bedroom basement, probably buy a trailer or something, travel trailer or something, to put out back so that we can have a little bit more space, not to live in it because we found out that's illegal in the city we are moving to. But yeah, that's the plan. We're actually downsizing to kind of home hack and pay off our mortgage faster, and then maybe buy the next one for cash and turn this one into a rental property. So that is the update. We are not excited to have a mortgage. I don't think it's a sin to be in debt, but the Bible is very clear, and I'm not trying to be preachy. That's not what my channel is about, but you know me, I can't hide who I am. The Bible is very clear that debt is something to be avoided. Hi, Amber. Praying God's provision and peace over you and your family. Thank you. And I believe that it's working. Yeah, it's working. So we're not excited about the debt part. The Bible is very, very clear. It doesn't say anything positive about debt, ever. It doesn't say one thing positive about debt. So to us, having basically, we feel like forced into getting a mortgage right now, especially since this is the second time we've been evicted with a new baby. The last time our baby was a week old, we got evicted, and yeah, and we moved when she was 2 weeks old, I think. So yeah, we're not excited about the debts, so we are trying to find a way to hack out of that. And let me tell you, when you tell people, oh, you're going to downsize your family of 5 into a 1-bedroom so that you can pay your mortgage off faster, they look at you like you have 2 heads. But all the millionaires we know, which is a couple, like we're not rich, I'm not trying to name drop or anything, a couple millionaires we know think it's a great idea. They don't understand why everyone doesn't do this. And then all our broke friends are telling us, well, not all our broke friends, quite a few of our broke friends are telling us we're crazy. So I guess, I listen to people who have fruit on the tree. You have to live your own life. Paisley Dreams. That's true. But I mean, when it comes to cooking advice, I'll totally take my mom's advice. She's an amazing cook. When it comes to financial advice, I'm not going to take my broke friend's advice. I'm going to take advice from people who have more money than me and who have been better with their finances than I have, who didn't get into the debt that I did. You know what I'm saying? Dave Ramsey is great. He has been in debt, and I don't know. Not that if you haven't made mistakes in the past, I wouldn't take your advice, but when it really comes down to making decisions, like parenting advice, I have some friends who actually have adult children who've turned out well, and I see some commonalities there in what they did to raise their kids. So I kind of pay attention and listen to their advice a little bit more than someone who doesn't have kids who's giving me advice. So I hope that makes sense. And with the premature labor thing, it was really weird because my other 2 girls, they came at 40 weeks. So for me to go into labor at 36 weeks, I really knew in my gut that was not a good thing. I'd had a really bad doctor's appointment with a PT who gave me an internal exam that was really, really, really painful, and my other doctors were ticked about it because they said she could have put me into premature labor. And even if it was like a week or two later, that still could have been why that happened, because an internal exam when you're that pregnant is not really standard practice. Not to mention it put me in tons of pain and stopped our house hunt. So the whole, like, a lot of people were like, yay, premature labor, this will solve all your problems, because I'd have all this time for the baby to grow before we move. But really, babies staying in there to cook as long as possible. All the statistics show, you know, babies born before 37 weeks are way more likely to have lung problems, asthma. So you really want to try to keep your baby in there, you know, unless your doctor has some other reason for inducing you at 36 weeks. So, yeah. And a few people were praying for us during that time, and it worked. Like, I was in labor for, like, it was like having a lot of labor symptoms. Like, I'm talking, like, oh my gosh, labor symptoms for a week. And we did all these interventions, which I won't get into right now because I'm not a doctor. And it worked. And now I don't feel like I'm in labor anymore. So, yeah. Now I'm 37 weeks. Baby can come anytime he or she wants to. So, thank you for, if you're watching, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, you can leave them down below, and I'll try to answer those here or on Instagram, Nikki Schumacher Official on it. Oh no, I'm Mrs. Nikki Schumacher. I don't know. I'll link it eventually down below. But right now I gotta go to the chiropractor. I love you guys. You are an awesome community. I really appreciate just all the women who have let me be a very hormonal mess and I've been a hormonal mess during all my pregnancies, but my first one, I wasn't honest about it. I didn't tell people about my struggle. And while I don't think you should just dump your problems on everybody, that was the only time in my life I actually had suicidal thoughts, was when I just kept it to myself and didn't tell really anyone except for my poor husband, who is only one person. You know, one person doesn't deserve to have all your problems on their shoulders. You know, you need to, like, make sure that you are seeking community. And having been on bed rest so much this pregnancy and every pregnancy, community online has been, like, really helpful. I have a lot of really lovely friends here on YouTube, and then a lot of you are on Instagram and Facebook, and you have no idea what that means. So I love you so much, and praying for you guys. You are very precious to me and prayed over. You really are. So love you, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Remember, you are good. When God first saw humans in the garden, he said, they're very good. You are good, you are precious, grace, and peace.